Yes, thanks.
Hi there. So, entering in our last waypoint for the day.
Yeah.
Still can't see it. It says this is where we camped because we're gonna sleep in the car. Right on this little road that goes towards a beach called Johnsonville Broads.
This is what we wish we had for dinner. Jupil something Sander.
Sanders Lake Beach or something. And this beach is famous. It used to be a famous fishing area. It is now uninhabited, but there are still 4 giant boulders on the sand that were tests of strength for fishermen. So if you couldn't lift 2 of the smaller boulders, then you were going to be worthless as a fisherman, and the most qualified fishermen could lift the heaviest ones, presumably. We haven't been down there yet. We just went to the parking lot, found a bathroom, and now we're back down the road a ways, and we're going to go check out the beach in the morning. It's almost 9 o'clock. We had a pretty full day. We started at Hotel Helnar in Helnar. There's not much else in Helnar. There's a few other houses. And a visitor center. The car is talking to us. And a little visitor center for Snaefellsnes National Park, which is the park that we're sort of adjacent to. There's a big mountain with a huge glacier that we basically drove all the way around of today without seeing it. We started out driving on the park road up into the hills, stopping at a place called Snaefellsnes, which we have other videos about. And there's a cool cave there where you can hear elves talking, in theory. And just gonna sit up a little bit. It's not sleepy time yet. After Songhelir, the weather started getting rough. Our tiny Jeep was tossed. It got super sucked in with fog and rain, and you could see maybe 20 or 30 feet in any direction. But we kept driving up this dirt road towards the glacier. Never saw the glacier. But it was still a cool drive. We took video on the hood of the car with the GoPro. I don't know if that looks like anything. The GoPro got tossed around a little bit. We started heading down from the glacier. There's nothing up there except this huge shipping container that may have been a shelter at one point, but is totally empty and broken down. The other side of the glacier was Osavik, yeah. Some little town, famous for not much, but they had a cool church and a bunch of waterfalls. It's along the cliffs of the northern coast. We're on the southern coast now, so we're ending today where we started today, on the southern coast of the Snaefellsnes Peninsula. But we did go up to the northern coast today, and then basically drove all the way around the end of the tip of the peninsula, and then back around to the south. What else did we do? We stopped at an old fishing station that's being dug up. How old is that? It's old, so they're doing an archaeological dig of it. And nearby was a really cool well that basically had stairs going down into the ground, and it's marked by this huge old whalebone. So that was an archaeological discovery as well.
It's called the Irish Well.
Oh yeah, Irish Well.
And it's filled in with sand now.
Yes. Yeah, feel free to jump in
Oh,
at any time.
you're good.
What else? The towns are pretty tiny. This Osvik town had a hospital. Not many of the towns around here have hospitals, but it had a lot of houses. Helnar, where we started, there's like 7 houses. Osvik had maybe 50.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
We went to the westernmost point.
Yeah, the western tip of the peninsula, called Ondar. Long name with an O.
Garnice or something like that.
Yeah. It was a cool drive through lava fields to get out to this rocky point. And there's just a small lighthouse, bright orange lighthouse there, and another well where story has it that it's fed by 3 different springs, fresh water, salt water, and wine. We went down in there. There was some water or something. I don't know. It was dark. Could have been wine. I don't know. It was wet. I didn't drink it though. It's been raining all day. Like, we got soaked every time we got out of the car. So both of these well trips, we were soaked coming back to the car. And the wind was crazy. You could sort of lean against the wind and not fall over. What do we do then?
We went out to another lighthouse that was on the coast.
Oh yeah,
From there, also windy, also rainy,
bigger lighthouse.
but got some good cliff shots. And
Yeah, great cliffs with waves crashing up onto the cliffs.
And there's a big, like lava chunk of land. I don't know if it's made out of lava, but there's a chunk of land that used to be connected to the mainland by a natural bridge, but the natural bridge collapsed.
Oh, that's right.
So
I forget the name of that.
Skarnargi or something like that. We need to get the names down, but
Yeah,
but that was cool.
that was really cool. That ceased to be connected to the mainland in the 70s, but it used to be like a cool natural bridge.
And from there, we ran into another road that came down from the Snaefellsnes
The
Glacier.
Yeah.
We drove up a little bit. I have the light on that.
It's alright.
Is it too bright?
Oh, that works.
And so we drove up.
Now it's too bright.
We have issues here.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah, so we drove up that road for a ways until we got to a sign for Klukafoss,
Yeah.
one of those. And we had read that there was a waterfall. So, thanks. Oh, that's better.
We'll figure this out.
Excellent. So we drove up there, and I talked Andrew into basically going on a hike uphill in the rain and wind and fog.
She didn't have to do much convincing, but I didn't want her to go alone, and I didn't want her to see anything cool without me.
So we hiked uphill for a bit, and then we got to a really good vantage point of what can only be described as an Oreo mudslide blizzard waterfall.
Just look like chocolate milk. Delicious looking.
Really strong waterfall going down, and then the river. And it was nice by then, because by the time we got up there, the fog had dissipated a little bit so that we could see down all the way to the coast,
Yeah.
which was very cool.
Yeah,
Got some
the
great
sun
pictures.
was starting to set, and the fog cleared for the first time all day. It was beautiful. Just sort of these rolling, grassy lava fields, and just really beautiful.
Yep. And then from there, we drove back down, and we drove further south to Saxhole, which is a crater. And down there, the cool part was that it was not raining at all, and it was actually sunny on the coast. So we decided to go for a hike.
We hiked up Saxhole. There were steps. It's not a crazy hike, but just hiking up a mini volcano crater. Had great views of the sun setting over the ocean, and great sort of sunsetty purple and pink clouds over the mountains to the east. Still didn't really see the glacier. That was still cloudy, but the coastline was beautiful.
Yep. And there's a really cool marker at the viewpoint up there that has the surrounding mountains and geologic things marked on it, which is kind of cool.
Rocks. Geologic things.
Doesn't have to be rocks.
Mostly rocks.
Some
rocks. Bigger than others. It was a cool marker, though. Very cool. I agree. Yep. I didn't mean to be that way.
We took a bunch
Rude.
of pictures. You are rude.
Yeah.
And then so we were up there for sunset.
Yes.
Which is very
nice.
cool.
Very nice.
Then we made our way down. It was still nice. And we drove along trying to find somewhere to camp for the night, because you can wild camp here, apparently. Stopped at a couple places, down very long marked/unmarked roads. Saw some cliffs again, some right in the middle of lava fields. Had some good choice locations, but we decided to press on in hopes of some better place. And that's how we ended up here.
Well, we found another great place, but it was the one place that we came to without a picnic table.
Yes.
And we had no intention of using the picnic table, but
we wanted it there.
It felt wrong to spend the night at a place that didn't even have a table.
And that's not because we're elitists that need tables. That's because Iceland loves picnic tables.
There are tables everywhere.
In lava fields, by volcanoes, by waterfalls.
There's probably some on that glacier.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
We haven't seen it, but I'm sure they're there.
So, that brought us to here, which is nice.
Yeah.
And
You're not allowed to camp here, which is why we're
not in the parking lot.
Staying in the car. We're also staying in the car because the ground is soaked from a day of rain, and we're lazy, and we don't want to set up the tent.
And it's dark.
And our seats basically fold all the way back, so
so we're set.
I'm not going to use the tent the whole time.
Yes, we are.
I'm probably going to use the tent.
And so we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, it was a great day. Yeah. Yesterday was a great day, even though we were dead tired. But 2 for 2.
Yeah. Probably the only downside today was the rain was a little intense in the beginning, but it still made for some cool pictures.
Yes.
And tonight we tried to make dinner, which ended up failing because we brought this water kettle that we thought would be great because it'll boil water, and we brought soup. And we were pretty excited about soup today.
It's a soup day. Like, it was raining and freezing and windy all day, and there would be nothing better than a nice little cup of ramen in your hand,
but
in your mouth.
Not in the cards for us today.
Not in the cards.
We have some converter issues that we didn't test ahead of time.
My bad.
I mean, we've been busy. To be fair, we've been busy.
Yeah, but I should have realized.
But you know what?
Anyway.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
And we're still happy.
And we have a ton of other food.
We have a ton of other food. So tonight we're going to dine on some peanut butter crackers.
Some ham and cheese.
Turkey and cheese, yeah. Turkey and cheese. Turkey has not been refrigerated in 24 hours, but we think it's still good.
It's still delicious.
And
I want to eat it. She's not to eat it.
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to get up early and do it again.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Where are we going to go tomorrow?
Feeling spry. Tomorrow we're going to check out a mountain that we might hike. May or may not hike.
Kirkjufell. It's one of the most famous
Photographed,
and photographed mountains in all of Iceland. And certainly all of Snaefellsnes Peninsula.
Snaefellsnes, definitely. So we're going to check that out. We're going to check out a town on the harbor, Stikkisholmer. We're going to look for a hot spring or two.
Yes. We've been here 48 hours and we still haven't been in a hot spring. This is tragic.
It is tragic.
It will be remedied.
Yes.
We will attempt to remedy it tomorrow. I don't want to guarantee we'll find one, but...
But we are going to try. And then we're going to make our way up to the West Fjords.
Yes.
So that's up tomorrow. We will see you in the morning. Are you going to turn it off?
I thought you were going to turn it off. I'll turn it off.
Okay.